Hello everyone and welcome back to another book review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Vanishing Wilds of Antarctica by Colin Monteath. So this is an oversized book as classified by my public library. It is a huge book that's full of pictures surrounding the, like it says right here, the wilderness of Antarctica. So I love these oversized picture books just because they make me feel like a kid when I get them out. I'm flipping through pictures and I'm having a great time. And yeah, I just feel like I'm a kid when I'm flipping through all these pictures and seeing all the beautiful scenery. And it gives me a glimpse into a world that I probably will not ever visit, or if I do visit, it's only going to be once or twice. I'm probably not going to spend several years of my life in Antarctica, at least I kind of hope I don't. It'd be cool if I did, but I probably won't. So it's kind of cool to get this full immersive experience of Antarctica without actually having to go to Antarctica. So this book divides, or the way it structures itself is, it's a lot of pictures, but it's divided by geographic region, I guess you could say. So at the very beginning of the book, we do have a map of Antarctica with various regions, and we also have a lot of different islands mentioned. And I also have to admit that I rarely see maps of the world that show Antarctica like as the center of focus, so it feels kind of weird to have South America over here, and I believe this is New Zealand or Australia down here. But and this is the problem with oversized books, is they're so big. We have it labeled here, and the book divides by the area. So we have like the Arctic Peninsula, the Polar Plateau, East Antarctica, Transantarctic Mountains, dry valleys, and the book breaks it down into sections. So this one's the section of the Polar Plateau. We have a lot of pictures. They also have this little map with a red dot that helps indicate where they're talking about, which I thought was really, really helpful. And they do have these little essays on the side which give you history and more information about the region that you're in. I thought the book did a really good job of combining interesting photographs with the information. I feel like the photographs were really, really good. They were immersive, and they squeezed quite a bit of information into the essay. So the essays weren't long. I wouldn't say they're super short, but they're not super long, but they managed to squeeze quite a bit of information in there. And for that, I thought it was really well done, because they could have been way too brief, or they could have tried to be super academic and make it really uninteresting. But I felt like the mix between pictures and essays was the exact amount and gave me enough context for the pictures without, without going too in depth or veering too academic. It's a lot of pictures though, a lot of multi-page pictures. This thing is very unwieldy. I literally sat on the floor with a cup of coffee and paged through it because it's so big and so heavy to hold. You get an arm workout. But I was also very surprised by the variety of pictures. I would have felt like everything in Antarctica would have just been snow. But I was proven wrong. There's a lot more in Antarctica than just piles and piles of snow, and there's a lot of different kinds of snow on that. So there was a ton of information, not only on Antarctica, but like I said in the beginning, there were islands that were mentioned. So here we have South Georgia. There's a number of islands, but they kind of indicate on that map on the upper top of the page where you're talking about, and they have a number of pictures. And I was surprised as we moved through this at the variety that occurred in these islands. So not only do we have the islands around Antarctica, we also have these sub-Antarctic islands, and I was surprised at the variety. Like I would have not thought that this was a sub-Antarctic island, but here we are. And there was a lot of focus on the animals that live there and the conservation efforts to keep these places free of invasive species or human impact, so we can kind of give these animals that live there a safe place to live. So overall, I thought this was a really great book. The one complaint, I wouldn't even say it's really a complaint, but the one thing to know is this was put together in 2011, I believe. So there's a lot of information here that's just slightly dated. I feel because it's pictures and nature, it doesn't tend to be dated as quickly as maybe like medical information or like current political events. Those kind of books become dated, but this has a little bit of dated information just because, for example, there was a mountain that was mentioned here as erupting in 2005, which was very recent, which in geological time is incredibly recent. Even now, like we're talking blink of an eye geologically, we're talking about things that usually take millions of years. So the difference between 2005 and 2011 and 2005 into 2022 isn't very great at all. But 2005 was a lot closer in 2011 than it is now. So stuff like that are just like a little tiny bit dated, but I really don't think it takes away from the immersive experience or anything like that. I feel like this is the book you could buy today and plop on your coffee table and have your guests over, or your guests at your house or anyone browse through, and they would perfectly enjoy it, and they wouldn't notice anything in here that was too dated or too take them out of that immersive Antarctic experience. So this book also sent me down a lot of rabbit trails, lots of interesting information, tons of stuff. Tons of information, tons of stuff I didn't know, beautiful pictures. Like I said, I just sat on the floor with a cup of coffee and paged through it, and I had a great time. So get it, check it out, read it, see what you think about it. I had a fabulous time reading this, and I hope if you check it out, you have a fabulous time too. I am now going to conclude my little arm workout because my arms are really tired, and thank you for watching. Oh, you have a great rest of your day, everyone.